The year was 1787, and 12 of the 13 state legislatures sent delegates to meet in Philadelphia to write a new constitution to replace the problematic Articles of Confederation. Just a couple years later, in 1789, the U.S. Constitution took effect. Most people, when they think of the U.S. Constitution, they think of freedom of speech or the right to bear arms. However, those rights were not in the original Constitution. Instead, those rights were added 2 years later via 10 amendments, which we now refer to as the Bill of Rights. Shortly after the ratification of the Constitution, there arose two factions: the Federalists that supported the ratification of the Constitution and a stronger national government, and the Anti-Federalists that were against the ratification of the Constitution and wanted more power to be left to the state and local governments. The Federalists did not think that a Bill of Rights was necessary because they believed that the separation of powers in the three branches of government was enough to protect the rights of the people. The Anti-Federalists supported a Bill of Rights because they thought it was needed to protect the people from the tyranny of a powerful national government. In 1789, when the first Congress of the United States met in New York City, the Federalists, also referred to as pro-administration, which held a majority in both houses of Congress, decided to support a proposal of several amendments that would go on to be known as the U.S. Bill of Rights. The reason the Federalists did this was because they were afraid of the possibility of a second constitutional convention if a Bill of Rights were not added to the Constitution. What is in the Bill of Rights? Originally, there were 12 proposed amendments that were part of the original Bill of Rights, but 3/4 of state legislatures originally approved only 10 of the amendments. The First Amendment provides the freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. The Second Amendment gives the right to a well-regulated militia and the right to bear arms to the people of the United States. The Third Amendment makes it illegal for soldiers without the consent of the owner to quarter themselves in someone's home. The Fourth Amendment protects people from unwarranted searches and seizures from the police. The Fifth Amendment creates 5 different rights. The first right provided by the Fifth is the right to a grand jury. The second is the protection from double jeopardy. The third is the right to protect oneself from self-incrimination. The fourth guarantees no one shall be deprived of life and liberty or property without due process of law. And the fifth one says, private property cannot be taken for public use without compensation. The Sixth Amendment establishes the right to a speedy trial, an impartial jury of the state or district where the crime was committed, the right to know who your accusers are, and the right to know what you are accused of. The Seventh Amendment gives the right to a jury for civil cases. The Eighth Amendment bans cruel and unusual punishments along with banning excessive bail and fines. The Ninth Amendment ensures that the rights in the Bill of Rights shall not be made in a way to disparage the existence of others. The 10th Amendment explains that all laws and rights not mentioned in the Constitution are left to the states. Political Minute out.